What needed the most work on this car when it got to us? Everything. It was a roller, had no glass, no interior, no wiring, no plumbing. You can go and put one component on this car, and 2 weeks down the road when you're working on, say, the exhaust, you don't want to find out that you just mounted your electronic parking brake right in the location where the exhaust needs to run. And on these aftermarket chassis, there's really not a ton of room to route exhausts in different areas. So forethought was huge on this one. You had to think 3-4 steps ahead before you did anything. The car behind us is a 1970 Chevelle, or what's left of a 1970 Chevelle. The only thing that is Chevelle about it is the sheet metal. It is on a Schwartz Performance chassis. It has a built LS1 backed by a 4L60, and all that is controlled by a Holley Terminator X Max. Full custom interior, custom wheels, Ford 9-inch style rear end.
So we knew we wanted to do like a mixture of new sort of style and older kind of look. So the front seats are 2019 Camaro, but they have no headrests. They've been modified to fold over. The foam has been modified. Patterns are custom made. The brown is an Italian brown leather. The green is a Brazilian green. And then we just tuned it in, just kind of sat there and fiberglassed it, and I made it fit these seals that we found. They're off an older style Impala. They're real thin, and they bend real nice, and then fit the headliner to it, fiberglassed it. The A pillars are all modified and cut. The C pillars, or the B pillars, I guess, the rear sail panels were custom made, and they roll in real nice. You can't see any sort of deviation in the seals that attach them. And yeah, if you look in there real deep, you don't see any screws. Everything's just held in there by force, and yeah, just magic, I guess.
One thing with this car is it does have a lot of electronics. What I mean by that is it's keyless entry, push button start, push button shifter, push button parking brake. The only thing that's mechanical on this car is the door handles and the trunk lock. So when you have all those components, you want them to all work together. Think about when you get in a new 2022 and you can just push the button and start the car and take off and drive to the grocery store or wherever it is you're going. That was one of my goals with this car, is to take all of those individual pieces and make them work as one. So if you were gonna hand the keys over to your wife or your son or your daughter, whoever wanted to take the car, you don't have to tell them to do anything special. Just keep the key on them, put their foot on the brake, hit the start button, and away they go. The gauge cluster has an indicator to let you know the parking brake is on. You cannot start the car in any gears but park or neutral. And those were all features that we wanted to make sure were incorporated. That way the car doesn't have a special list of instructions for you to go drive it.
The dash and the center console come in rough. They're for a 70 Chevelle, but you got to sand them down and Bondo them and prime them and do all these things to them. And then we decide what's going to go in the car. What's going to be inside of here? What kind of electronics do you want? You know, what do you want to? You want to have vents? What kind of vents do you want? You want chrome vents, black vents? What size hole you want? Things like that, and then the shape of it. Once we started looking at it and touching it and putting fabric on it or anything, we started realizing where it's not straight, or there's a line that doesn't follow, or a curve that doesn't follow the whole distance of it. And we'll sit there and with our blocks and sand it out, make it nice. You know, I kind of take a step back and look at it, decide where I want a certain cut in to follow through and to go. You know, it's kind of like eroding water. It's like it's just liquidly made, but it hasn't been. It just came in rough, just fiberglass. Everything's been changed from factory, so we can't just buy something that fits into it and will go around what we're wanting. But we can sit there and pattern make with paper, and we made our own panels. We made all of that just out of foam and board and things, and it's because we can pattern make. Headliner as well, and the A pillars. That all comes from just being able to make patterns. I mean, if you've changed your transmission to a automatic or a manual on the floor or something, you can make something around that. We can make it however you want it. We can take rolls of carpet, we can make a custom carpet kit. That's what's in this car as well. It's wool carpet, just off a roll, really nice stuff. And so we can make anything you'd like.